Arjuna asks 6 questions to Krishna. He wants to know about 6 topics. What is Prakriti, nature? Who is Purusha, the real enjoyer in this world? What is Kshetra, the field of activities for the individual? Who is Kshetrajna, who knows this field of activities? What is Gyan or knowledge? And what is Jnaya? What is the object of knowledge? And this chapter is based upon these 6 topics. Krishna begins by answering the middle 2 questions first about Kshetra and Kshetrajna. And he explains that this body is the Kshetra, field of activities. And the Kshetrajna, one who knows this field, is the living entity or the soul who is within the body. Meaning that the soul is using this material body to try to enjoy life in this material world. By exploiting the resources of material nature, the living entity tries to be happy. So the living entity understands the pains and pleasures of this particular kshetra or field of activities. But there is also one knower who knows everyone's kshetra. He knows what's happening in your body, in my body, in his body, in her body. And that is the supreme kshetrajna, and that's Krishna, who is present as the super soul in everybody's heart. So the Prakriti is the material nature, everything we see around us, and Purusha is the Supreme Lord who is the factual enjoyer and proprietor of everything. He is the one who is situated in everybody's heart. And to understand knowledge beyond the kshetra and prakriti, to understand things beyond oneself, one's physical body, that is Gyan, Krishna says. And eventually one must understand the object of knowledge, that is a super soul in the heart, that is Krishna. Krishna says, Upadrashtanu mantacha bharta bhokta maheshwaraha. He says, I am the witness. I am the actual enjoyer. And I am the master and maintainer of the living entity. Paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purusha paraha. So I am the real enjoyer, the Paramatma, a super soul seated in everybody's heart. So in this way one understands that Krishna is going to observe our every single activity. There's one story that I tell every time when I go to a gurukul or a school where there are little children. But anyway, actually adults like to hear stories more than children, so I'll just tell this little story. I heard it in my childhood. There was a guru who told his students, I'm giving you each a fruit, and go and eat this fruit where no one is seeing you. So different children came back at different times after having eaten the fruit. One boy said that I went into a cave, no one was watching me, so I ate. Somebody said I went behind a tree, and so on. Only one boy did not return. Finally, when he came back, he came with the fruit intact. So the Guru asked him, what happened? Why didn't you eat this fruit? So he said, I could not find any place where there was no one watching me. So he said, please explain. He said, the trees are watching, the animals and birds and insects are watching, the directions are watching, the sky, the sun, the moon, the planets and the stars, everyone is watching. And ultimately, God is watching. He is a witness. He is in our heart. He knows everything that we want to do and everything that we do. So where can we hide from God? So the Guru was very pleased and said, "You have understood, amongst all my students, you have understood my teachings." So to understand that the Lord in the heart knows everything about us, He understands our pleasures and pains, our desires. He can sense it even before we do. So He is the Lord in the heart, the super soul. And by the process of Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, one actually gets introduced to the super soul in the heart. So because this section, the third section of the Bhagavad Gita, primarily the topic is going to be Jnana Yoga, but inevitably Krishna will always connect it with Bhakti. So our awareness and meditation upon the super soul eventually is meant to bring us to the point of loving the Lord. Thank you.